On Thursday, 10th August 2023, the ECOWAS community has thrown the caution into the wind. They've now decided to invade Niger Republic. Niger Republic is a country whereby the military has just recently took over. But what were the reason for the military to take over in the country? One of the poorest countries in the world is Niger. We need to ask ourselves, why the military incursion from the guys, the khaki guys? Why the military incursion? Why did they decide to throw away the constitutional elected people, the democratically elected people, or the leaders in the country? We need to find out. But the point is this: should it resort to war? Should ECOWAS go into war with Niger Republic? These countries gathered together on Thursday and they had a meeting in Abuja. In the meeting, they decided that they're going to have a standard force to approach Niamey, the capital of the country called Niger or Niger. Now, let's try to do the analysis. Whose benefit is this war going to be? What is my position? What is your position? What do you even know that caused the war? That is going to cause the war, or that caused the coup and the takeover of the military of the civilian government by the military in Niger Republic. Shameful. War. No. I think jaw. On that part, I stand. Now, let's do the analysis further. For me, I think we need to just ask ourselves, what are the casualties going to be? On whose side are these leaders of ECOWAS? On whose side are they? Are they on the side of the people of Niger, Nigerians? Or are they on the part of the politician? The politician that ruined the country, are they really on the part of the politician? Or the president, the ousted president Mohamed Bazoum? Are these guys trying to protect one of their own? Or are they trying to bring back democracy like they said? Or are they trying to back, the Western countries that has interest in Niger? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. Is the war going to worth it? Why can't we talk? For me, I think we need to jaw. I'm a pacifist. I'm against war because I know there's going to be a loss of life. And those people causing the war now, talking about the war now, they are not going to share out of the problem. Now, let's do analysis of the news further to try to see what really happened at the meeting. West African leaders have approved the deployment of a standby force to restore constitutional order in Niger. An intervention that will take place as soon as possible, Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara said on Thursday. The ECOWAS regional bloc did not provide details on the force to be deployed or the timetable for the action against the military officers who seized power in Niger 2 weeks ago, deposing Mohamed Bazoum as president. But on his return to Abidjan from emergency summit in Abuja, in Nigeria, Ouattara said the chiefs of staff will have other conferences to finalize things, but they have the agreement of the conference of the head of state for the operation to start as soon as possible. Operation of what? Operation of killing the people. The people that are already down before. You want to go in there, bring the machines, bring the machine guns and start to shoot people over there. I think that's what they want to do. What, as they say, it's not a walk in the park. We should all know these ones. Ivory Coast will provide a battalion of 850 to 1,100 men alongside soldiers from Nigeria and Benin Republic. Benin Republic also is contributing, and other countries will join them. Alassane Ouattara said this. I don't know what is wrong with these African leaders. I don't know. We are determined to restore President Bazoum to his function. I don't know where they do this. You want to restore Bazoum that's been ousted. Go into Niger and go to Niamey and try to see what is happening there. Were these military guys received very well? What is the mood of the people, the mood of the country about this? Were the people also preparing to meet the military now? And I guess no. People of Niger, all of them are dancing that Mohamed Bazoum is not in power anymore. And when it is like that, I think the Ecowas should be on the side of the people. Try to broker peace. Talk about peace. Take about transition from military to civilian government again. Not telling the whole world that they want to restore Mohamed Bazoum that mismanaged the economy, mismanaged the country. Highlights in Abuja, Ecowas Commission President Omar Touari had announced the deployment of the bloc force. A U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken voiced support for ECOWAS without explicitly backing its call for military intervention. The bloc was playing a key role in making clear the imperative of a return of constitutional order, and we very much support ECOWAS leadership and work on this, he said. Former colonial power France gave its full support to all conclusion ECOWAS reached. The foreign ministry said, "Well, I think this country is a former colony of France. I don't think France will say anything better than what they said." But even as the summit took place in Niger, as the country took place, the new military ruler moved to consolidate their position and signaled further defiance by appointing a new government already. A 21-member cabinet will be headed by Prime Minister Ali Mohammed Lazime Zieni, a civilian, with generals from the new military governing council leading the defense and the interior ministry. The coup leader have already defied the Sunday deadline set by ECOWAS a week earlier to reinstate Bazoum, detained since July 26, or face military possible intervention. In Abuja, Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, who chaired the crisis meeting, said all is not lost yet for peaceful solution as a roadmap to restore democracy and stability. But he added no option is taken off the table, including the use of force as last resort. Before the closed-door talks, Tinubu had insisted that we prioritize diplomatic negotiation and dialogue as the bedrock of our approach. We must engage. The 15 bloc nation is struggling to stem military takeovers that have now swept through 4 of its members in 3 years, potentially heralding fresh instability in the region and struggling for years against jihadist insurgency. Before the meeting, Tinubu acknowledged that 7-day ultimatums were issued during the first summit has not yet yielded desired result or desired outcome. An attempt this week to send a joint team of ECOWAS, UN, and African Union representative to Niger, the Niger's capital Niamey, was rejected by the coup leader. The coup leaders rejected them. We must engage all parties involved, including the coup leader, in earnest discussion to convince them to relinquish power and reinstate President Mohamed Bazoum, Tinubu said. The possibility of military intervention in Niger, a fragile nation that ranks among world poorest, has sparked debate within ECOWAS and warnings from neighboring Algeria, as well as Russia. I mean, this is a serious affair. War is not a walk in the park. I don't support the war, and I think the ECOWAS leaders should come together and reason out, think about how best to solve this problem, rather than to go in Niger and start to create problem for the citizens of Niger. But what were the real reason behind this, or what caused the coup? Listen to this following video, you will understand more.
In just a matter of months, 4 African countries have had coups that have seen the ousting of their leaders. Leaders they claim are puppets placed by France, so they can do whatever they want with the country and their resources. One may think they are wrong, but the fact that this got France angry and threatens to retaliate sends a message of what is really happening. France has threatened to wage an attack on Niger, who just had a military coup, and says the military leaders are a threat to their interest. They just displaced over 1,000 French troops from Mali to the capital city of Niger. But why is France so worried? What interest are they protecting? Well, if you haven't been current, let me bring you up to speed. Niger military leaders just placed a ban on the export of uranium and gold, especially to France. Uranium is a major mineral needed by France in its nuclear power plants. Uranium from Niger powers over 1/3 of homes in France, yet over 85% of Niger doesn't know what electricity is. Isn't that unfair? I mean, it is only fair if France helped in developing places and make them enjoy even a piece of their uranium. As a matter of fact, it is not just France. 25% of uranium entering the European Union comes from Niger. It is only logical that one day people will come to the realization that they are being cheated. And they just did. But France has decided they won't let it slide. France says it will do everything to protect its interest in Niger. It will be important to note that the USA also has a military base in Niger, and also you can remember it is a NATO member too. And you know, whenever any NATO country is at war, other NATO member countries come to help. This is exactly what is about to happen. The military leaders of Niger's neighboring countries notice the pattern and decide to back Niger. Who are these leaders and what pattern have they noticed, and why do they back Niger? Well, if you've not been informed, Mali and Burkina Faso have also had coups and their countries taken over by the military leaders too. Mali is led by Assimi Goïta, while Burkina Faso is led by Ibrahim Traoré. These two are strongly in favor of France leaving all of French Africa. They also warned that any attack on Niger means an attack on Mali and Burkina Faso too. They warned France and the US that they won't hesitate to send in troops to back Niger. Other ECOWAS member states condemn this act too, especially as the president of Niger is held hostage and they demand that he be freed. They also gave Niger a 7-day ultimatum to let him go. As a matter of fact, Nigeria has closed its borders and stopped all trade with Niger. The economy between Nigeria and Niger has slowed as a result of this, and the people of Niger suffer already as the country's economy heavily depended on Nigeria. The concern of Mali and Burkina Faso is that they see this as the same thing that happened to Libya. The fight starts with one NATO member, and at the end of the day, the country is at war with many NATO members. Can you see the similarity? Libya is in bad shape today because of its richness in oil. Congo is in constant conflict because it is so rich in natural resources and only one person is benefiting from this. France. Today, Niger bans the export of its natural resource and tit becomes a threat to France's interest. What do you think about this? Do you think Niger should continue trading with France for peace to reign? Do you think Burkina Faso and Mali should send in troops to defend Niger? As for us, we love to see a world where every country uses its resources to make its people happy and rich while sharing a bit of God's blessings to the world with other countries. Niger is the second poorest country in the world, and this isn't fair. They have what it takes to make them rich and comfortable. It is only fair if they got a share of that. Let us know what you think about this situation in the comment section.
Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, Consider subscribing so you won't miss out